Hello and welcome back to chapter 5, lecture number 4. We continue with the advanced building and we prepare the holes so we can cut these into the base of this building. So to define how large or tall this door is, I want to use the door from the previous building to have the same measurement. And take a look how that works out. So we do file, file append, and we go to the blend files, library file, object, door, there it is, and append. So here you can find the door, but as you can see, this is way too big. What I like to do is size the image so it fits the measurements that I want to achieve. So at the moment we have a size of 10. So let's click it, press shift and increase it. And if we put this door right there to have a sort of a reference, we can stick to it. And I think this really matches the base. So we need to go to the edit mode and scale this building as well. So it's in line with what we want to achieve. All right. I want to have these curvy pieces of the building right in place, right there and there. And it seems that this works out. So now we can drag this door a bit upwards and we have the measurements of the previous building in line with the building we're working on right now. And that is very important because you do not want one of the buildings to have smaller doors or bigger doors, and this is a nice way to size it. All right, so what you can do is put this door already in layer 2. We may use it to make a new door design, and we can use it as a reference. All right, so what I like to do is start with adding a new cube and drag this over there. And if we enable the second layer, go to edit mode and make this cube exactly the same as the door. Yes, and now we can disable the second layer and we can continue with making the frame. So I think I'm going to make a very large hole at the bottom and using some pieces to avoid. And I think the best thing to do is adding an edge line and extrude this and one more. So this is going to be a smaller door, so a different door than that one. And I want to have these two hatches and a little window on top there. Now we're gonna extrude it. Yes. So we wanted to have it right there, and we move the door a little bit. So there are going to be 2 windows and 2 hatches and one big hatch over here, but maybe a little bit smaller. Let's say I want the door a little bit more to the right. Yes, and lowering this door a bit more. Oh, yes. All right, so and we can extrude this to the top or drag this to the top, and I want them inside of the curvy piece. So if we drag this, so it's intersecting, and that's fine. So we move this a bit more to the right. So we have a little bit of space right there, and that should be all right. Good. Okay, we go to add and add a new cube and drag this one on top. And I want to create this big hole. Yeah, and putting it right there. And same for these, just a little bit crossing the line. And I want the same size on the left as on the right, so we add a new cube and we use this as a sort of a measurement tool. So this should match the right part, so we need to move it a bit more. Yes, just a little bit. Okay, a bit more to the left. Okay, fine, because we also have this piece on the right what's a bit more extruded, so it can be more right there. All right, and then we need the top window part. So we duplicate it, Shift D, and size this. We want to have it in line, and now we put this on the left and the right of the top and drag this down so it's exactly in the middle. It's a nice trick to find the right measurement for the middle. Right, okay, so if we drag these a bit forward, yes, select the top window, okay. We also want windows on the right, and I want the same size of this top window to use on the right, so Shift D, put them on the middle, and drag them right there. We can maybe size it a bit more, just a little bit, and another one right there. And because this is a medieval building, I'm not really bothering that there is a bit more space on the left and the right, as long as it's not like this. And this really adds a great amount of detail if you're not really precise with it. All right, and one in the middle. Okay. Put it a bit more inside. And of course, we want something on the rear, but we have no view. So I like to have a door at the bottom and a window on the rear and one on top. So what we will do is use the same reference as this door. Yes, that should be good. And we move this to the rear. And we grab this window and we duplicate it right there, make it a bit smaller, just a little bit. And let's go for 2 windows in the middle. So we go to the rear view, Shift D, and put them in line with the windows right there. So something like this, but not there. So yes, Shift D. And if we click these, yeah, we want a bit more to the right. Okay. Nice. So we do not have windows on the left, so let's make a copy, Ctrl L and Shift D. And that should be good. Okay. What I also want is, you can see there is a sort of a thick part on the bottom. So go for an extra extrude and extrude it one more time and make it smaller. It's a nice looking ceiling if you add this. So really good. And go for one more part over there, because if we want to add an extra UV layer for example, a corner dirt, this really helps. So you do not need a lot of vertices. Okay, and I want one more over there. So we can do something with the top ceiling there. All right, I think we are ready. So check the scale, and it's set to 1. Call this holes. Yes, and the building is still good. Before we start adding holes in it, I want to add some randomness on it. So also the bevel, Control B on every side. Same for these. Control B. It's nice and smooth. And for the rear part as well, Control B. And these, Control B. Okay, because we can't do this if we, or we can after we add the boolean, but it's good to do it right now. And because we're adding these sides ceilings on the roof, we can't see the boolean, so we're not going to add them. All right, we're good to go. And one final check if they are not interacting with the, well, this line is pretty close. So double tap the G key and drag that more to the left. And maybe a bit taller for that one as well. Quick check on the sides. And these are the same as also interacting. Double tap G. Right there. And these one, that one. Okay. Now is it right there? Looks good. Okay, so we want to add some curvy details. Press O, proportional editing, size this and move this a little bit. Let's say we grab that one, make a large circle and move this a bit more. So it's not that straight looking building. And this really works out if you, let's say we want to grab the top, put a bit more there, and the roof. Just these small details makes a huge impact. So never forget to apply it. And if your question is where should I add it, just where it feels right. It's just a matter of doing it a lot and feeling, hey, this randomness fits perfect for this building. Okay, just a little bit of randomness. All right, good. So we grab the holes and we press Shift, right mouse button on the building, Boolean, yes, and click holes and difference and apply. And if we remove the holes, you can see that there is some great holes in the building. And because it really looks flat now, we can enable the ambient occlusion, add some shadow depth on the mesh, because if I disable it, it's really hard to see. So this helps. All right, this is the end of the lecture, and hope to see you in the next one, where we're going to optimize the holes and doing some tweaks before we can continue on this advanced building. All right, bye bye.